Dumps so dull and heavy, the thought of men were ever so. Since summer first was leafy, then sigh not so, but let them go. And be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sons of woe into hay. Nonny, nonny, into hay. Nonny, nonny, into hay. Nonny, nonny, nonny!
Why, hello there.
On behalf of the CYS Alumni Players, we are overjoyed to welcome you to Cymbeline, our first virtual production. Since the beginning of October, this merry band of Chicago Youth Shakespeare alumni has gathered over Zoom to find ways to bring the Bard to your screens.
You'll see students of CYS from our first production in 2014 to our most recent this last winter.
CYS has been a massively formative experience for so many young artists, as actors, professionals, and people. CYS Alumni Players is comprised of artists who have been part of Chicago Youth Shakespeare and reunited of our own accord to continue collaborating on the canon in the spirit of CYS. So we're here to celebrate not only the work of Shakespeare, but also this amazing company.
This is Haia, our wonderful, amazing, fabulous director.
And this is Kevin, our amazing assistant director and poor Prince Cloten, as well as the man behind the brilliant cut of Cymbeline's text that you're about to see. For the next 100 or so minutes, you'll encounter a scheming queen.
Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it.
Exactly! No, wait, that's the Scottish play.
Which one are we doing?
This one has forbidden love.
Two star-crossed lovers take their life.
Close, but they actually don't in this one.
We changed the ending to R&J?
No, this isn't orange.
That's some 17th century King Lear stuff.
Anyway, this play also has a warrior king entering a brutal battle with a foreign land.
Once more to the breach, dear friends!
No!
Once more!
Nope. Stop! That's Henry V. This time they're fighting Romans.
The fault, dear Brutus, is not in
He's not in this one.
But in ourselves that we are underlings.
Stop it! Most of this play takes place in England.
Oh, England! This royal throne of kings, this sceptered isle, this earth of majesty, this seat of Mars, this other...
This play also has some violence and blood in the latter half, so do take care of yourselves if that troubles you. We can't hear you, so do as you will with your cell phones and other noise-making devices. There's no intermission because you can pause us at any time, so no need to check for the exit nearest you. The only thing we do ask is that you take a gander at the links down below. CYS is a small non-profit organization, so we greatly appreciate any way in which you're able to help CYS and CYS Alumni Players keep bringing you shows like this one, both virtually and in person.
That England, that was wont to conquer others, hath made a shameful conquest of itself.
There are also some friendly cavemen in this play.
Got nothing.
Good. Then without further ado...
Much ado?
Oh my god.
Set we forward!
Finally, Cymbeline!
You do not meet a man but frowns. Our bloods no more obey the heavens than our courtiers still seem as does the king.
What's the matter?
His daughter, and the heir of his kingdom, whom he purposed to his wife's sole son, a widow that late he married, hath referred herself unto a poor but worthy peeress. She is wedded, her new wife banished, she imprisoned, all is outward sorrow, though I think the king be touched at very heart.
Oh, none but the king.
He that hath lost her too, so is the queen, but not a courtier hath a heart that is not glad at the thing they scowl at.
And why so?
He that hath missed the princess is a thing too bad for bad report, and she that hath her and therefore banished is a creature such as to seek through the regions of the earth. For one her like, there would be something failing in her that should compare.
Oh, you speak her far.
I do extend her, sir, within herself, crush her together rather than unfold her measure duly.
What's her name and birth?
I cannot delve her to the root. Her father was called Sicilius, who did join his honor against the Romans with Cymbeline, but had his titles by Titanitus, whom he served with glory and admired success. So gained the Suredition Leonatus, and had, besides this gentle one in question, 2 other sons, who in the wars of time died with their swords in hand, for which their father took such sorrow that he quit being. And this gentle lady, big of this woman of our theme, deceased as she was born. The king takes the babe to his protection, calls her Posthumus Leonatus, breathes her and makes her of his bedchamber, puts to her all the learnings that her time could make her the receiver of, which he took as we do ere fastest was ministered, and in her spring became a harvest, lived in court, which rare it is to do, most praised, most loved, a sample to the youngest to her mistress, for whom she is now banished. Her own price proclaims how she esteemed her and her virtue. By her election may truly be read what kind of great she is.
Oh, well, I honor her even out of your report, but pray you, tell me, is she sole child to the king?
His only child. He had 2 sons. If this be worth your hearing, mark it. The eldest of them at 3 years old, in the swathing clothes the other, from their nursery, were stolen, and to this hour no guess in knowledge which way they went.
How long is this ago?
Some 20 years.
Oh, I do well believe you.
We must forbear. Here comes the gentle lady, the queen, and the princess.
No, be assured, you shall not find me, doctor, after the slander of most stepmothers evil-eyed unto you. You are my prisoner, but your jailer shall deliver you the keys that lock up your restraint. For you, Posthumus, so soon as I can win the offended king, I will be known your advocate.
Please, your highness, I will from hence today.
You know the peril.
Oh, dissembling courtesy! How fine this tyrant can tickle where she wounds. You must be gone, and I shall here abide the hourly shot of angry eyes, not comforted to live, but that there is this jewel in the world that I may see again.
My queen, my mistress. Lady, weep no more. I will remain the loyalest lady that did e'er plight troth. My residence in Rome, thither right, my queen. And with mine eyes I'll drink the words you send, though ink be made of gall.
Be brief, I pray you. If the king come, I shall incur I know not how much of his displeasure.
Should we be taking leave, as long a term as yet we to live, the loathness to depart would grow. Adieu.
Hey, stay a little. Were you but riding forth to air yourself? Such parting were too petty. Look, here, love. This diamond was my mother's. Take it, heart, but keep it till you woo another wife when Imogen is dead.
Remain thou there while sense can keep it on. For my sake, where this? It is a manacle of love, and I'll place it upon the fairest prisoner.
The gods, when shall we see again?
Alack, the king.
Thou basest thing, avoid hence from my sight. If after this command thou fraught the court with thy unworthiness, thou diest. Away! Thou art poison to my blood.
The gods protect you, and bless the good remainders of this court. I am gone.
There cannot be a pinch in death more sharp than this is.
Oh, disloyal thing that shouldst repair my youth, thou heapst a year's age on me.
I beseech you, sir, harm not yourself with your vexation.
That mightst have had the sole son of my queen.
Oh, blessed that I might not. I chose an eagle and did avoid a puttock.
Thou tookst beggar, wouldst have made my throne a seat for baseness.
No, I rather added a luster to it.
Oh, thou vile one.
Beseech your patience, peace.
Nay, let her languish a drop of blood a day, and being aged, die of this folly.
Aye, you must give way. Here is your servant. How now, sir? What news?
My lord, your son drew on my mistress.
No harm, I trust, is done.
There might have been, but then my mistress rather played than fought.
I am very glad on't.
Your son's my father's friend. He takes his part. Oh, brave sir, why came you from your mistress?
On her command. She would not suffer me to bring her to the haven, left these notes of what commands I should be subject to, when it please you to employ me.
Pray, walk a while.
About some half hour hence, I pray you speak with me. You shall at least go see my love aboard. For this time leave me.
Sir, I advise you to shift to shirt. The violence of action has made you reek as a sacrifice. Where air comes out, air comes in. There's none abroad so wholesome as that you've been.
If my shirt were bloody, then to shift it. Have I hurt her?
No, Faith. Not so much as her patience.
Her body's a passable carcass if she be not hurt.
The villain would not stand me.
You have land enough of your own, but she added to your having, gave you some ground.
Oh, as many inches as you have oceans, puppies.
And that she should love this fellow and refuse me.
If it be sin to make a true election, she is damned.
Sir, as I told you, always her beauty and her brain go not together. She's a good sign, but it seems a small reflection of her wit.
She shines not upon fools, lest the reflection should hurt her.
Come to my chamber. Would there have been some hurt done?
I wish not so, unless it had been the fall of an ass, which is no great hurt.
I would thou grewest unto the shores of the haven, and questioned every sail. What was the last that she spake to thee?
It was her queen, her queen.
And that was all?
No, madam, for so long as she could make me with this eye or ear distinguish her from others, she did keep the deck with the glove or hat or handkerchief still waving.
Thou shouldst have made her as little as a crow, or less ere left to after eye her.
Oh, madam, so I did.
I would have broke mine eye strings, cracked them, but to look upon her, till the diminution of space had pointed her sharp as my needle. I did not take my leave of her, but had most pretty things to say, ere I could make her swear the cheese of Italy should not betray mine interest and her honor. Those things I bid you do, get them dispatched. I will attend the queen.
Madam, I shall.
Believe it, sir. I have seen her in Britain. But I could then have looked on her without the help of admiration, though the catalogue of her endowments had been tabled by her side, and I to peruse her by items.
You speak of her when she was less furnished than now. She is with that which makes her both without and within.
I have seen her in France. With there could be all the time we say she.
Here comes the Briton. I beseech you, be better known to this gentlewoman, whom I commend you as my noble friend of mine.
Then we have known together in Orleans.
Oh, since when I have been debtor to you for your courtesies, which I will be ever to pay, yes, pay still.
Madam, you are right, my poor kindness. I was glad I did it on my countrymen, and you, it has been good. You should have been put together with so mortal a purpose. Then it bore upon the importance of slight and trivial nature.
By your pardon, sir, I was then a young traveler, but upon my mended judgment, if I offend not to say it is mended, my quarrel is not altogether slight.
Yes, to be put to the arbitrament of swords, and by such that two would of a likelihood has confounded one the other. Both.
Can we, with manners, ask what was the difference?
It was much like an argument that fell out last night. Where each of us said and prayed about and this gentlewoman at the time swearing upon bloody affirmation that first demonstrate life, virtue, and constant qualified and less contemptible than any of the rest of our ladies in France.
If she went before others I have seen, that diamond of yours outlusters many I have beheld, I could not but believe she excelled many. But I have not seen the most precious diamond that is. So are you the lady?
I praise her as I rated her. So do I my stone.
What do you esteem it at?
More than the world enjoys.
Either your unparagon mistress is dead, or she's outprized by a trifle.
You are mistaken. The one may be sold or given if there were wealth enough for the purchase and merit for the gift. The other is not a thing to sale, but only the gift of the gods.
Which the gods have given you.
Which by their graces I will keep.
You may wear her in title yours, but no. Strange foul light upon neighboring ponds.
Your Italy contains none so accomplished a courtier to convince the honor of my mistress.
Oh, let us leave here, my friends, both.
Sir, with all my heart. This worthy signor, I thank him, makes no stranger of me. We are familiar at first.
With 5 times so much conversation, I should get ground of your fair mistress, make her go back even to the yielding, had I admittance, opportunity to friend.
No.
I dare thereupon, upon the moiety of my estate, your ring, but I make my wager rather against your confidence and her reputation. And to bar your offense herein too, I durst attempt it against any lady in the world.
What lady would you choose to assail?
Yours!
Oh.
Whom in constancy you think stands so safe. I will lay you 10,000 ducats to your ring. That commend me to the court where your lady is, with no more advantage than the opportunity of a second conference, and I will bring from thence that honor of hers, which you imagine so reserved.
I will wage against your gold too. My ring, I hold as dear as my fingers, part of it.
I will have it no lay.
By the gods, it is one. If I bring you no sufficient testimony that I have enjoyed the dearest bodily part of your mistress, and leave her in such honor as you have trust in, your jewel, this your jewel, and my gold. Provided I have your commendation for my more free entertainment.
I embrace these conditions. Let us have articles betwixt us. Only thus far you shall answer. If you make your voyage upon her and give me directly to understand you have prevailed, I am no further your enemy. She is not worth our debate. If she remain unseduced for your ill opinion and the assault you have made to her chastity, you shall answer me with your sword.
Your hand. A covenant. We will have these things set down by lawful counsel and straight away for Britain.
Agreed.
Will this hold, think you?
Senor Iachimo will not from it. Pray, let us follow him.
Now, Master Doctor, have you brought those drugs?
Please, Your Highness, I hear they are, madam. But I do beseech your grace. Without offense, my conscience bids me ask. Wherefore you have asked of me these most poisonous compounds, though slow, deadly.
I wonder, Doctor, thou asked me such a question. Have I not been thy pupil long? Hast thou not learned me how to make perfumes, having thus far proceeded? Unless thou think'st me devilish, it's not meet that I did amplify my judgment and other conclusions. I will try the forces of these compounds on such creatures as we count not worth the hanging, but none human.
Your Highness shall from this practice but make art your art. Besides, the seeing these effects will be both noisome and infectious.
Content thee. Ah, here comes a flattering rascal. Upon him will I first work. He's for his mistress, an enemy to my son. How now, Pisanio? Doctor, your service for this time is ended. Take your own way. Take your own way. Hark thee, a word.
I do not like her. She doth think I have strange, lingering poisons. I do know her spirit and will not trust one of her malice with those of such a damned nature. Those she has will stupefy and dull the senses a while, which first, perchance, shall prove on cats and dogs, then afterward up higher, but there is no danger in what show of death it makes, more than locking up the spirits at a time, to be more fresh and reviving. She is fooled with the most false effect, and I the truer, so to be false with her.
No further service, Doctor, until I send for thee.
I humbly take my leave.
Weeps she still, sayest thou? Do thou work. When thou shalt bring me word she loves my son, I'll tell thee on the instant. Thou art then as great as thy mistress. Thou takest up? Thou knowst not what, but take it for thy labor. It is a thing I made, which hath the king 5 times redeemed from death. I prithee take it. It is an earnest of a further good that I mean to thee. Tell thy mistress how the case stands with her. Do it as from thyself. Think what a chance thou changest on. I chiefly that set thee on this desert am bound to load thy merit richly. Fare thee well, Bassanio. Think on my words.
And shall do. But when to my good lady prove untrue, I'll choke myself. There's all I'll do for you.
Father cruel, and a stepdame false, a foolish suitor to a wedded lady that hath her lady banished. Oh, that lady, my supreme crown of grief, and those repeated vexations of it. Had I been thief stolen as my two brothers happy? Who may this be? Fie.
Madam, a noble gentleman of Rome comes from my lady with letters.
Change you, madam? The worthy Leonatus is in safety, and greets your highness dearly.
Thanks, good sir. You're kindly welcome. He is one of the noblest note, to whose kindnesses I most infinitely tied. Reflect upon him accordingly as you value your trust. You are as welcome, worthy sir, as I have words to bid you, and shall find it so in all that I can do.
Thanks, fairest lady. What? Are lovers mad? Hath nature given them eyes to see this vaulted arch and the rich crop of sea and land which can distinguish twixt the fiery orbs above and the twin stones upon the numbered beach? And can we not partition make with spectacles so precious twixt fair and foul?
What makes your admiration?
Thanks, madam. Well, beseech you, sir, desire my man's abode where I did leave him. He is strange and peevish.
I was going, sir, to give him welcome.
It continues well, my wife. Her health beseech you.
Well, madam.
Is she disposed to mirth?
I never saw her sad. There is a Frenchman her companion. Much loves a galleon girl at home, whilst the jolly Briton, your wife, I mean, laughs from her free lungs, cries, "Oh, can my sides hold? To think that man, who knows what woman is, yea, what she cannot choose, but must be, will his free hours languish for assured bondage?"
Will my wife say so?
Aye, madam, but yet heaven's bounty towards her might be used more thankfully. In herself 'tis much, in you, which I account her beyond all talents. What I am bound to wonder, I am bound to pity too.
What do you pity, sir?
Two creatures heartily.
Am I one, sir? What? You look on me. What wreck discern you in me deserves your pity?
That others do, I was about to say, enjoy your. But is it an office of the gods to venge it, not mine to speak on it.
You do seem to know something of me, or what concerns me. Pray you, since doubting things go ill often hurts more than to be sure they do, discover to me what both you spur and stop.
Had I this cheek to bathe my lips upon, should I, damned then slaver, with lips as common as the stairs that mount the Capitol, join gripes with hands made hard with hourly falsehood? It were fit that all the plagues of hell should at one time encounter such revolt.
My wife, I fear, has forgot Britain. Let me hear no more.
Oh, dearest soul, your cause doth strike my heart with pity that doth make me sick. A lady so fair and fastened to be partnered with tomboys hired, with such boiled stuff as well might poison. Be revenged, or she that bore you was no queen, and you recoil from your great stock.
Revenged? How should I be revenged?
I dedicate myself to your sweet pleasure, more noble than that runagate to your bed, and will continue fast to your affection.
What hope, Bassanio?
Let me my service tender on your lips.
Away! You condemn mine ears that have so long attended thee as base, as strange. Thou wrongst a woman pure, who is as far from thy report as thou from honor, and solicitest here a lady that disdains thee and the devil alike. What hope, Bassanio?
Oh, happy Leonatus, give me your pardon. I have spoke this to know if your affiance were deeply rooted, and shall make your wife that which she is new o'er, and she is one, the truest mannered, such a holy witch, that she enchants societies into her. Half all men's hearts are hers.
You make amends.
Pray, your pardon.
All's well, sir. Take my power in the court for yours.
My humble thanks. I had almost forgot to entreat your grace, but in a small request.
Pray, what is't?
Some dozen Romans of us have mingled sums to buy a present for the emperor, which I, the factor for the rest, have done in France. 'Tis plate of rare device, and jewels of rich and exquisite form, their value's great. And I am something curious, being strange to have them in safe stowage. May it please you to take them in protection?
Oh, willingly, and pawn mine honor for their safety. I will keep them in my bedchamber.
They are in a trunk, attended by my men. I will make bold to send them to you, only for this night. I must aboard tomorrow.
Oh, no.
Yes, I beseech, or I shall short my word.
Send your trunk to me. It shall safe be kept and truly yielded you. You're very welcome.
Was there ever a man had such luck? I had £100 on it, and then a whoreson jackanapes must take me up for swearing. As if I had borrowed my notes of him and may not spend them at my pleasure.
What got he by that? You have broke his paint with your blow.
If his wit had been like him that had broke it, it would have all run out.
Horse and dog, I give him satisfaction? Would he have been of my rank?
You have smelt like a fool.
They dare not fight with me. Because of the queen, my mother. Every jack slave hath his belly full of fighting, and I must go up and down like a cock that nobody can match.
You are a cock and a capon too, and you crow cock with your comb on.
Sayest thou?
It is not fit your lordship should undertake every companion you give offense to.
I know that. But it is fit I should commit offense to my inferiors.
Aye, is it fit for your lordship only?
Why, so I say. Come, go.
I'll attend your lordship. Such a crafty devil as his mother should yield the world this ass. Alas, poor princess, thou divine Imogen, the heavens hold firm the walls of thy dear honor. Keep unshaked that temple, thy fair mind, that thou mayest stand to enjoy thy banished wife and this great land.
Who's there? My woman Helen.
Speaking, madam.
What hour is it?
Almost midnight, madam.
I've read 3 hours then, mine eyes are weak. Fold down the leaf where I have left. To bed. Take not away the taper, leave it burning. And if thou canst wake by 4 o'clock, I prithee call me. Sleep hath seized me wholly.
The crickets sing, and man's o'erlabored sense repairs itself by rest. Our Tarquin did thus did softly press the rushes, ere he wakened the chastity he wounded, that I might touch, but kiss one kiss, rubies unparagoned, how dearly they do it. But my design, to note the chamber, I will write all down. Such and such pictures. There, the window, such. Ah, but some natural notes about her body. O sleep, thou ape of death, lie dull upon her, and be her sense but as a monument, thus in a chapel lying. Come off, come off. As slippery as the Gordian knot was hard. On her left breast, a mole sinks spotted. This secret will force him to think I have picked the lock and taken the treasure of her honor. I have enough. To the trunk again, and shut the spring of it. Swift, swift, you dragons of the night, that dawning may bear the raven's eye. I lodge in fear, though this a heavenly angel, hell is here.
I'm advised to give her music in the mornings. They say it will penetrate. Well, come on, June. If you can penetrate her with your fingering. So, we'll try it with tongue too. Love me cancerously, like a salt sewer soaked in the sea. High maintenance means you're a gluttonous queen, narcissistic and mean. Kill me romantically, fill my soul with love and then ask me for a piece of gum. Bitter and dumb, you're my sugar plum. You're awful, I love you. She moves through moonbeams slowly. She knows just how to hold me. And when her edges soften, her body is my coffin. I know she drains me slowly. She wears me down to bones in bed. Must be the sign on my head that says, "I love me dead. Love me dead. Love, Dad. Hi.
Attend you hear the door of our stern daughter? Was she not forth?
I have assailed her with music. She vouchsafes no notice.
The exile of her minion is too new. She hath not yet forgot her. Some more time must wear the print of her remembrance out, and then she's yours.
You are most bound to the king, who lets go by no vantages that may prefer you to his daughter.
So like you, sir, ambassadors from Rome, the one is Caius Lucius?
A worthy fellow, albeit he comes on angry purpose now.
If she be up, I'll speak with her. If not, let her lie still and dream. By your leave, ho. By your leave. But Imogen. Good morrow, fairest. Sister. Lady. Your sweet hand.
Good morrow, sir. You lay out too much pains for purchasing but trouble.
Still, I swear I love you.
If you but said so, 'twere as deep with me. If you swear still, your recompense is still that I regard it not.
This is no answer.
I shall unfold equal discourtesy to your best kindness. One of your great knowing should learn, being taught, forbearance.
To leave you in your madness twere my sin. I will not.
Fools cure not mad folks.
Do you call me fool?
As I am mad, I do. If you'll be patient, I'll no more be mad. That cures us both. And learn now, for all, that I, which do know my heart, do here pronounce, by the very truth of it, I care not for you, and am so near the lack of charity to accuse myself. I hate you, which I had rather you felt than make it my boast.
You sin against obedience, which you owe your father. For that contract that you pretend with that base wretch, yet you are curbed from that enlargement by the consequence of the crown, and must not soil the precious nose of it with a base slave, a hilding for a livery.
Profane fellow! Wert thou the son of Jupiter, and no more but what thou art besides, thou wert too base to be her groom.
The south fog rot her!
I never can meet more mischance than come to be but named of thee. Her meanest garment that ever hath but clipped her body is nearer in my respect than all the hairs above thee. Were they all made such men? How now, Pisanio?
Her garment?
I am sprited with a fool, frighted and angered worse. Go bid my woman search for a jewel that too casually hath left mine arm. It was thy mistress. Shrew me if I should lose it for a revenue of any kings in Europe's.
Will not be lost.
I hope so. Go and search.
You have abused me. Her meanest garment?
I said so, sir. If you'll make it an action, call witness to it.
I'll be revenged! Her meanest garment. Well.
Fear not, sir. I would I were so sure to win the king as I am bold, her honor will remain hers.
Ah, see, Iachimo. Welcome, sir.
I hope the briefness of your answer made for the speediness of your return.
Your lady is one of the fairest I have looked upon.
And therewithal the best. Or let her beauty look through a casement to allure false hearts, and be false with them.
Here are letters for you.
Oh, their tenor good, I trust.
Is very like.
Sparkles this stone, as it was wont, or is it too dull for your good wearing?
If I had lost it, I should have lost the worth of it in gold. I'll make a journey twice as far to enjoy a second night of such sweet shortness, which was mine in Britain, for the ring is won.
Make not, sir, your loss your sport. I hope you know we must not continue friends.
No, we must. I now profess myself the winner of her honor, together with your ring, and not the wronger of her or you, having proceeded but by both your wills.
If you can make it apparent that you have tasted her in bed, my hand and ring is yours. Proceed.
First, her bedchamber, where, I confess, I slept not. It was hanged with tapestry of silk and silver. The story, proud Cleopatra, when she met her Roman.
This is true. And this you might have heard of her, by me or by some other.
More particulars must justify my knowledge.
So they must, or do your honor injury.
The roof of the chamber, with golden cherubims is fretted. Her anderons, I had forgot them, were two.
What is her honor? Let it be granted you have seen all this, and praise be given to your remembrance. The description of what is in her chamber, nothing saves the wager you have laid.
And if you can, Hail, I beg but leave to air this jewel, see?
Oh, let me behold it. Did that which I left her?
He stripped it from her arm and gave it me. She said she prized it once.
No. No, 'tis true. Here, take this too. It is a basilisk unto mine eye, and it chilled me to look on it.
Have patience now, and take your ring again. 'Tis not yet won. It may be probable she lost it, or who knows, one of her women being corrupted hath stolen it from her.
Very true. Render me some corporal sign about her, for more evident than this, for this was stolen.
For further satisfying, under her breast, worthy the pressing, lies a mole, right proud of that most delicate lodging. You do remember this stain upon her?
Aye, and it doth confirm another stain as big as hell can hold, where there no more but it.
I'll be sworn.
No swearing. If you swear you have not done it, you lie, and I will kill thee. If thou dost deny it, thou'st made me a cuckold.
I'll deny nothing.
And I had her here to tear her limb meal. I will go there and do it in the court before her father. I'll do something.
Quite beside the government of patience. You have won. Let's follow her and pervert the present wrath she hath against herself.
Aye, with all my heart.
Is there no way for men to be but women must be half workers? We are all bastards, and that the most venerable man, which I did call my father, was I not know where when I was stamped. Some coiner with his tools made me counterfeit. Vengeance! Vengeance! This yellow Iachimo in an hour was not, or less at first, perchance he spoke not, but like a full acorned boar, a German one, cried, and found no opposition. And then he looked, for I should oppose, and she from encounter guard. Could I find out the woman's part in me? For there's no motion that tends to vice in man, but I affirm it is the woman's part. For even to vice they are not constant, but are changing still. One vice, but of a minute old, one not so half as old as that. I'll write against them, detest them, curse them. Yet 'tis greater still in a true hate to pray they have their will. The very devils cannot plague them better.
Now say, what would Augustus Caesar with us?
When Julius Caesar was in this Britain and conquered it, Cymbeline, thine uncle, famous in Caesar's praises, for him and his succession, granted Rome a tribute. It was yearly 3,000 pounds, which by thee, lately, has been left untendered.
And to kill the marvel shall be so ever.
There be many Caesars ere such another Julius. Britain is a world by itself, and we will nothing pay for wearing our own noses.
Remember, my liege, the kings, your ancestors, together with the natural bravery of your isle, which stands with sands that will not bear your enemies' boats, but suck them up to the topmast. A kind of conquest Caesar made here, but made not here his brag of came and saw and overcame. With shame, that first that ever touched him, he was carried from off our coast, upon our terrible seas, like eggshells moved upon their surges, cracked as easily against our rocks. For joy whereof the famed Cymbeline, who was at point, O giglot fortune, to master Caesar's sword, made Ludstown with rejoicing fires bright, and Britain strut with
Come,
courage.
there's no more ransom to be paid.
Son, let your mother end. You must know, till the injurious Romans did extort this tribute from us, we were free. Caesar's ambition, which swelled so much that it did almost stretch the sides of the world, against all color here did put the yoke upon us, which to shake off becomes a warlike people whom we reckon ourselves to be.
Well, I am sorry, simple woman, but I am to pronounce Caesar thine enemy. Receive it from me, then. War and confusion in Caesar's name pronounced I against thee. look for fury, not to be resisted. Justified, I thank thee for myself.
Thou art welcome, Caius. I know your master's pleasure and he mine. All that remain is welcome.
How? Of adultery? Wherefore write you now what monsters are accuser? Leonidas, mistress, what a strange infection is fallen into thy ears, my mistress. Thy mind to her is now as low as were thy fortunes. How? That I should murder her? If it be so to do good service, never let me be counted serviceable.
Oh no, Bassanio.
Ah, madam, here's a letter from my lady.
Oh. What is your contained relish of love of my wife's health, of her content? Yet, not that we two are asunder, let that grieve her. Some griefs are medicinable, that is one of them, for it does physic love. Of her content, all but in that. Good wax thy leave. Blessed be you bees that made these locks of counsel. Take notice that I am in Cambria at Milford Haven. A horse with wings! Here's that Bassanio! She is at Milford Haven. Then true Bassanio, who longst, like me, to see thy lady, who longst... Let me bait. But not like me, yet longst. But in a fainter kind. Oh, not like me, for mine's beyond. Say how far it is to the same blessed Milford. Prithee speak, how many score of miles may we well ride twixt hour and hour?
Oh, 1 score twixt sun and sun. Madam's enough for you. Too much, too.
One that rode to his execution, man, could never go so slow.
Madam, you best consider.
Do as I bid thee. There's no more to say. Accessible is none but Milford way.
A goodly day to not keep house with such whose roof as low as ours. Stoop, boys, this gate instructs you to how to adore the heavens and bows you to a morning's holy office. Hail thou, fair heaven!
Hail heaven!
Now for our mountain sport, up to yonder hill. Your legs are young, I'll tread these flats. Consider when you above perceive me like a crow, that it is place which lessens and sets off, and you may then revolve what tales I have told you of courts, of princes, of the tricks in war.
Out of your proof you speak. We, poor unfledged, have never winged from view the nest, nor know what airs from home. Haply this life be best, if quiet life be best, better suited to you in your sick age, but unto us it is a cell of ignorance.
What shall we speak of when we are old as you? When we shall hear the wind and the rain of beat December, how in this our pinching cave shall we discourse the freezing hours away? We have seen nothing.
How you speak! Did you but know the city's usuries and felt them knowingly? Oh, my boys, this story the world may read in me. My body's marked with Roman swords, and my report was once first with the best of note. Then I was as a tree, whose boughs did bend with fruit, that in one night, a storm or robbery, call it what you will, shook down my mellow hangings, nay, my leaves, and left me bare to weather.
In certain favor.
But up to the mountains, this is not hunter's language. He that strikes the venison first shall be lord of the feast. How hard it is to hide the sparks of nature. These boys know little they are sons to the king, nor Cymbeline dreams they are alive. They think they are mine. This Polydor, the heir of Cymbeline and Britain, who the king, his father, called Guiderius. The younger brother Codwall, once Arviragus. Oh, Cymbeline, heaven and my conscience knows thou didst unjustly banish me, whereon at 3 and 2 years old I stole these babes, thinking to bar thee of succession as thou refst me of thy lands. Myself, Belarius, that am Morgan called, they take for natural father. The game is up.
Oh. Thou toldst me, when we came from horse, the place was near at hand. But Pisanio, man, where is Posthumus? What is in thy mind? Why tenderest thou to me that paper with a look untender?
Please, you read, and you shall find me wretched, man, a thing the most disdained of fortune.
Thy mistress Pisanio hath played the strumpet in my bed. I speak not out of weak surmises, but from proof as strong as my grief, and as certain as I expect my revenge. That part thou, Pisanio, must act for me. Let thine own hands take away her life. I shall give the opportunity at Milford Haven.
But cheer, madam?
False to her bed. What is it to be false? To lie and watch there, and to think on her? To wait twixt clock and clock, if sleep charge nature, to break it with the fearful dream of her, and cry myself awake. That's false to her bed, is it?
Alas, good lady.
Aye, false! Some jay of Italy, whose mother was her painting, hath betrayed her. Poor I am, stale, a garment out of fashion, and, for I am richer than to hang by the walls, I must be ripped to pieces with me. Oh, men's vows are women's traitors.
Good madam, hear me.
Come, fellow, be thou honest. Do thy mistress' bidding. I draw the sword myself. Take it and hit the innocent mansion of my love, my heart. Fear not, 'tis empty of all things but grief. Thy mistress is not there, who was indeed the riches of it.
Hence, vile instrument, thou shalt not damn my hand, oh, gracious lady. Since I received command to do this business, I have not slept one wink.
Wherefore then didst undertake it?
But to win time, to lose so bad employment in the which I have considered a course. Good lady, hear me with patience.
Talk thy tongue weary. Speak. I've heard I am a strumpet, and mine ear therein false struck can take no greater wound, more tent to bottom that, but speak.
It cannot be that my mistress is abused. Some villain, aye, and singular, in his art hath done you both this cursed injury. I'll give but notice you are dead, and send her some bloody sign of it, for 'tis commanded I should do so. You shall be missed at court, and that will well confirm it.
Wait, good fellow, what shall I do the while? Where bide? How live? Or in my life what comfort when I am dead to my dear wife?
If you'll back to the court.
No court! No father, nor no more ado with that harsh, noble, simple nothing, that Cloten, whose love suit hath been to me as fearful as a siege.
If not at court, then not in Britain must you bide. The ambassador, Lucius the Roman, comes to Milford Haven tomorrow. Now, if you could wear a mind dark as your fortune is, and but disguise that which to appear itself must not yet be but by self-danger, you should tread a course, pretty and full of view, yea, haply near the residence of Posthumus, so nigh at least, that though her actions were not visible, yet report should render her hourly to your ears, truly as she moves.
Oh, for such means. Though peril to my modesty, not death on't, I would adventure.
Well, then here's the point. You must forget to be a woman, and forget your laborsome and dainty trims.
I see into thy end, and am almost a man already.
First make yourself but like one. Forethinking, I have already fetches in my cloak bag. Doublet, hat, hose, all, the answer to them. For noble Lucius, present yourself, desire his services, tell him wherein you're happy, which you'll make him know. If that his head have ear in music, doubtless with joy he will embrace you. Your means abroad you have me, rich, and I will never fail, beginning nor supplement.
Thou art all the comfort the gods will diet me with. Prithee, away, there's more to be considered. This attempt I am soldier to, and will abide it with a prince's courage. Away, I prithee.
Well, madam, we must take a short farewell. Here is a box. I had it from the queen. What's in it's precious. If you are sick at sea or stomach qualms at land, a dram of this will drive away distemper to some shade and fit you to your manhood. May the gods direct you to the best.
Amen. I thank thee.
Thus far, and so farewell.
Thanks, fair sir. Well, my emperor hath wrote, I must from hence, and I'm right sorry that I must report ye my master's enemy.
Our subjects, sir, will not endure his yoke, and for ourself to show less sovereignty than they must needs appear unkinglike. So farewell, noble Lucius.
Your hand, my lord.
Receive it friendly. But from this time forth, I wear it as your enemy.
Sir, the event is yet to name a winner. Fare you well.
He goes hence frowning, but it honors us that we have given him cause.
Is all the better. Your valiant Britons have their wishes in it.
Our expectation that it would be thus hath made us forward. But my queen, where is our daughter? She looks us like a thing more made of malice than of duty. We have noted it. Call her before us. We have been too slight in sufferance.
Royal sir, since the exile of Posthumus, most retired hath her life been. The cure whereof, my lord, 'tis time must do.
Where is she? How can her contempt be answered?
Please you, sir, her chambers are all locked, and there's no answer that will be given to the loudest noise we make.
Her door is locked? Not seen of late. Grant heavens, that which I fear prove false.
Son, I say, follow the king.
That man of hers, Pisanio, her old servant, hath not been seen these 2 days.
Go, look after. Pisanio, thou that standst so for Posthumus, he hath a drug of mine. I pray his absence proceed by swallowing that, for he believes it is a thing most precious. How now, my son?
'Tis certain she is fled. Go in and cheer the king. He rages. None dare come about him.
All the better. May this night forestall him of the coming day.
I love and hate her, for she's fair and royal, and that she hath all the courtly parts, more exquisite than lady. Ladies. I love her therefore, but disdaining me, throwing favors on the low Posthumus, slanders so her judgment that what else is rare is choked. And in that point I will conclude to hate her. Nay, indeed, be revenged upon her, for when full... Hey! Come here, you precious pander! Villain! Where is thy lady? In a word, or else thou art straightway with the fiends.
Good my lord.
I will not ask again. Close villain, I'll have the secret from thy heart, or rip thy heart to find it. Issue with Posthumus. Speak! Or thy silent on the instant is thy condemnation and thy death.
Then, sir, this paper is the history of my knowledge touching her flight. She's far enough. What he learns by this may prove his travel, not her danger.
Sirrah, is this letter true?
Sir, as I think.
It is Posthumus's hand, I know it. Sirrah, if thou wouldst not be a villain, but do me true service, undergo those employments wherein I should have cause to use thee with a serious industry. Wilt thou serve me?
Sir, I will.
Give me thy hand. Here is my purse. Hast any of thy late mistress's garments in thy possession?
I have, my lord, at my lodging.
The first service thou dost me, fetch that suit hither. Go!
I shall, my lord.
Meet me at Milford Haven. Even there, thou villain Posthumus, will I kill thee. I would these garments were come. She said upon a time that she held the very garment of Posthumus in more respect than my noble and natural person, together with the adornment of my qualities. With that suit upon my back, will I ravish her, first kill her falsely wedded wife, and in her eyes there shall she see my valor. To the court, I'll knock her back, burn her home again. She hath despised me rejoicingly. I'll be merry in my revenge. Be those the garments?
Aye, my noble lord.
How long is it since you went to Milford Haven?
She can scarce be there yet.
Bring this apparel to my chamber. That is the second thing I have commanded thee. The third is that thou wilt be a voluntary mute to my desire. My revenge is now at Milford.
Thou biddest me to my loss. For true to thee were to prove false, which I will never be to her that is most true.
I see a man's life is a tedious one. I've tired myself, and for 2 nights together have made the ground my bed. What is this? There's a path to it. 'Tis some savage hold. I were best not to call. But I dare not call. Oh, the famine, ere clean it o'erthrow nature, makes it valiant. Ho, who's there? If anything that's civil, speak. Ho. No answer. Then I'll enter.
You, Polydor, have proved best woodman and are master of the feast. Cadwal and I will play the cooks. 'Tis our match.
I am thoroughly weary.
I am weak with toil, but strong with appetite.
There's a cold meat in the cave. We'll browse on that while what we have killed be cooked.
Stay, come not in. But that it eats on our victuals, I should think. Here were a fairy.
What's the matter, sir?
By Jupiter, an angel, or if not, an earthly paragon.
Good masters, harm me not. Before I entered here, I called and thought to have begged or bought what I have took. I've stolen not. Here's money for my meat.
Money, you?
All gold and silver rather turn to dirt, as 'tis no better reckon but of those who worship dirty gods.
I see you're angry. No, if you kill me for my fault, I should have died had I not made it.
Whither bound?
Milford Haven.
What's your name?
Ideally, sir. Almost spent with hunger, I'm fallen in this offense.
For thee, fair youth, think us no churls, nor judge, nor measure our good minds by this rude place we live in. Well encountered, 'tis almost night. You shall have better cheer ere you depart, and thanks to stay and eat it. Boys, bid him welcome.
I'll love him as my brother, and such a welcome as I'd give to him after long absence such as yours. Most welcome, be sprightly, for you fall amongst friends.
Discourse is heavy fasting. When we have supped, we'll mannerly demand of thee thy story, so far as thou wilt speak it.
Hey, draw near.
Thanks, sir.
I am near to the place where they should meet, if Hassanio have mapped it truly. How fit her garments serve me. Why should her mistress, who was made by him that made the tailor, not be fit too? I mean, the lines of my body are as well drawn as hers, yet this imperseverant thing loves her in my despite. What mortality is. Posthumus, thy head, which is now growing upon thy shoulders, shall within this hour be off. Thy mistress enforced, thy garments cut to pieces before thy face, and all this done, spurn her home to her father, who happily may be a little angry for my so rough usage, but my mother, having power of his testiness, shall turn all into my commendations. Fortune, put them into my hand. This is the very description of their meeting place.
Oh, you are not well. Remain here in the cave. We'll come to you after hunting.
Brother, stay here. Are we not brothers?
I'm very sick.
Go you to hunting. I'll abide with him.
No, so sick I am not. So please you, leave me. Stick to your journal course. The breach of custom is breach of all. I am ill, but your being by me cannot amend me.
I love thee. I have spoken how much the quantity, the weight, as much as I do love my father.
What?
If it be sin to say so, yoke me. In my good brother's fault to be your adore, and in the man who tis shall die, I'd say, my father, not this youth. Brother, farewell.
Oh, I wish you sport.
You helped, so please you, sir.
Yeah. Oh, these are kind creatures. Gods, what lies have I heard? Courtiers say all savage, but at court. Oh, I'm sick still. Heart sick. Bassanio, I'll not taste of thy drug.
To the field! To the field! We'll leave you for this time. Go in and rest.
Well or ill, I am bound to you.
And shalt be ever.
Come away, death, and instead say, Prince, let me be lit.
Oh, how angel-like he sings.
Cut his meat cookery. He cut our roots and characters and sauced our broth.
Morning. Come away. Who's there?
I cannot find those renegades. Villain hath mocked me. Oh.
Those renegades. Means he not us. We are held as outlaws hence.
He is but one. You and my brother go search what companies are near. I'll abide with him.
Stop! What are you that fly me thus? Some villain mountaineers? I've heard of such. Thou art a robber, a lawbreaker, a villain. Yield thee, knave.
To who? To thee? What art thou? Have not I an arm as big as thine, a heart as big? Why should I yield to thee?
Thou villain base, knowest me not by my clothes?
Thou art a fool. I am loath to beat thee.
Thou injurious thief, hear but my name and tremble.
What's thy name?
Cloten, thou villain.
Cloten! Cloten! Thy double villain be thy name. I cannot tremble at it.
To thy further fear, nay, to thy near confusion, thou shalt know I am son to the queen.
I am sorry for it, not being so worthy as thy birth.
Art not afeard?
Those I reverence, those I fear, the wise. At fools, I laugh, not fear them.
Die the death. When I have slain thee with my proper hand, I'll follow those that even now fled hence, and on the gates of Ludstown set your heads! Yield, rustic mountaineer!
No companies abroad.
Not in this world you did mistake him.
I am absolute 'twas very Cloten.
This Cloten was a fool. An empty purse, there was no money in it. Not Hercules could have knocked out his brains, for he had none.
Oh.
What hast thou done?
I'm perfect what? Cut off the Cloten's head.
We are all undone.
Why, worthy father, what have we to lose but that he swore to take our lives?
Let ordinance come as the gods foresay it. Howsoever, my brother had done well.
I've ta'en his head from him, I'll throw it to the creek, behind our rock, and let it out to sea.
I fear 'twill be revenge. Would Polydor thou hadst not done it. Though valor becomes thee well enough.
Would I had done it, so the revenge alone pursued me.
Well, 'tis done. You and Fideli play the cooks. I'll stay till hasty Polydor return and bring him to dinner presently. Yet still 'tis strange. What Cloten's being here to us portends, or what his death will bring us.
Where's my brother? I have sent a Cloten's clodpole down the stream.
The bird is dead that we have made so much on.
How found you him?
Stark as you see, thus smiling as some fly had tickled slumber.
Why, he but sleeps. If he be gone, he'll make his grave a bed.
With fairest flowers while summer lasts, and I live here for dearly. How sweet in thy sad grave thou shalt not to lack the flower that's like thy face. Pale primrose, nor the azured harebell, like thy veins, no.
Prithee, have done! Do not play in wench-like words with that which is so serious. Let us bury him, and not protract with admiration what is now due debts. The grave.
Be it so. And let us, Polydor, though now our voices have the banished crack, sing him to the ground.
Cadwal, I cannot sing. I'll weep and word it with thee.
We'll speak it then.
Good griefs, I see. Medicine the less. For Cloten is quite forgot. He was a queen's son, boys, and though he came our enemy, remember, he was paid for that. Our foe was princely, and though you took his life as being our foe, yet bury him as a prince.
Pray you fetch him hither.
We'll say our song the whilst. Brother, begin. Nothing I'll come near thee. Quiet consummation have,
Consummation have, and renowned,
be thy grave.
We have done our obsequies. Come, lay him down.
The ground that gave them first has them again. Their pleasures here are past, and so is their pain.
Soft, no bedfellow. I hope I dream, for so I thought I was a cave keeper and cooked to honest creatures. But 'tis not so. She's a bolt of nothing, shot at nothing. The dream's here still. Even as I wake, it is without me, as within me, not imagined, felt. Oh. A headless corpse. The garments of Posthumus? I know the shape of her leg, but her jovial face. Murder in heaven. How? 'Tis gone! Bassanio conspired with that irregulous devil Cloten, and here cut off my wife. Oh, Posthumus, where is thy head? Where's that? I mean, where's that? No! The drug he gave me, which he said was precious and cordial to me, have I not found it murderous to the senses? That confirms it home. This is Bassanio's deed and Cloten's. Oh!
The Senate hath stirred up the confiners and gentlemen of Italy, most willing spirits that promise noble service, and they come under the conduct of bold Iachimo, Siah's brother.
When expect you then?
With the next benefit of the wind.
This forwardness makes our hopes fair. Whoa, soft ho! What trunk is here without his top? Oh, the ruin speaks as sometime it was a worthy building. How? A page? Or dead or sleeping on him?
He's alive, my lord.
Oh, well, he'll then instruct us of this body. Hey, young one, inform us of thy fortunes, for it seems they crave to be demanded.
I am nothing, or if not nothing to be were better. This was my master, a very valiant Briton and a good, that here by mountaineers lies slain.
Oh, lads, good youth! Oh, thy moves no less with thy complaining than thy master in bleeding. Say his name, good friend.
Richard Duchamp.
Oh, and thy name?
Fideli, sir.
Well, will you take that chance with me? I will not say thou shalt be so well mastered, but be sure, no less beloved.
I'll follow, sir, so please you entertain me.
Good youth. Be cheerful. Wipe thine eyes. Some falls means the happier to arise.
Again, and bring me word how 'tis with her. a fever with the absence of her son, a madness of which her life's in danger. Heavens, how at once you do touch me so deeply. Imogen, the great part of my comfort, gone. My queen upon a desperate bed, and in a time when fearful wars point at me, it strikes me past the hope of comfort. But for thee, fellow, who needs must know of her departure, and dost seem so ignorant, I'll enforce it from thee by a sharp torture.
Sir, for my mistress, I nothing know where she remains, why gone, nor when she purposes return.
Good my liege, the day that she was missing, he was here. I dare be bound he's true, and shall perform all parts of his subjection loyally.
The time is troublesome. We'll slip you for a season, but our jealousy does yet depend.
So, please your majesty, the Roman legions all from Gallia drawn are landed on your coast with a supply of Roman gentlemen by the Senate sent.
Now for the counsel of my son and queen. I am amazed with matter.
Oh, good my liege. Your preparation can front no less than what you hear of. Come more for more, you're ready. The want is but to put those powers in motion that long to move.
I thank you. Let's withdraw and meet the time as it seeks us.
I heard no letter from my master since I wrote her Imogen was slain. 'Tis strange. Nor heard I from my mistress, who did promise to yield me often tidings. Neither know I what is betid to Cloten, but remain perplexed in all. The heavens still must work.
Noises round about us.
Let us from it.
What pleasure, sir, find we in life to lock it from action and adventure?
Hey, what hope have we in hiding us? This way the Romans must or for Britain slay us, or receive us for barbarous and unnatural revolts during their youth and slay us after.
Sons will hire to the mountains. There secure us. To the king's party there's no going.
In this, sir, there is a doubt nothing becoming you nor satisfying us.
It is not likely that when they hear the Roman horses neigh, they will waste their time upon our note to know from whence we are.
Oh, I am known of many in the army. Besides, the king hath not deserved my service nor your loves.
To the army, I and my brother are not known, and yourself, so o'ergrown and thereto so out of thought, cannot be questioned.
By the sun that shines off thither, what thing it is that I never did see man die. I am ashamed to look upon the Holy Sun, remaining so long a poor unknown.
By heaven, I'll go.
So say I, amen.
No reason I, since of your lives you set so slight a valuation, should reserve my cracked one for more care. Have with you, boys! Ah!
Yea, bloody cloth, I'll keep thee, for I wish thou wouldst be colored thus. God, if you should have taken vengeance on my faults, I never had lived to put on this. So had you saved the noble Imogen to repent. But alack, you snatched them for little faults. That's love. To have them fall no more. Use them permit with second ills with ills, each elder worse, to make them dreaded to the doers thrift. But Imogen is your own. I am brought hither among the Italian gentry and to fight against my lady's kingdom. 'Tis enough that Britain I have killed thy mistress. Peace. I'll give no wound to thee. Therefore, good heavens, hear patiently my purpose. So I'll fight against the part I come in, So I'll die for thee, oh Imogen, for even whom my life is every breath a death.
The heaviness and guilt within my bosom takes off my manhood. I have belied a lady, the princess of this country, and the air on it revengingly enfeebles me. Could this Carl, a very drudge of nature's, have subdued me in my profession? Knighthoods and honors, born as I wear mine, are titles but of scorn.
Stand! Stand! We have the advantage of the ground. The lane is guarded. Nothing routs us but the villainy of our fears.
Stand! Stand! And fight!
Came down from where they made the stand.
I did, though you, it seems, come from the flyers.
I did.
Oh, no blame be to you, sir, for all was lost. That was the heavens fought, the king himself, of his wings destitute, the army broken, but the backs of Britain seen all flying through a straight lane, the enemy full-hearted, lolling the tongue with slaughtering.
Where was this lane?
Close by the battle, ditched and walled with turf, which gave advantage to an ancient soldier. We, with two stripling lads, more like to run the county base than commit such slaughter, made good the passage.
This was strange chance. Narrow lane, an old man, and two boys?
Hey, do not wonder at it. Will you rhyme upon it? Invented for a mockery? Oh, here is one, two boys, an old man, twice a boy, a lane. Preserved the Britons, it was the Romans' babe.
Nay, be not angry, ma'am.
Alack, to what end? Who dares not stand his foe, I'll be his friend. For if he'll do as he is made to do, I know he'll quickly fly my friendship too. You've put me into rhyme.
Farewell, you're angry.
Still going. Oh, this is a lord? Oh, noble misery, to be in the field and ask what news of me. Today, how many would have given their honors to have saved their carcasses, took heel to do it, and yet died too? I, in my own royal charms, not find death where I did hear him groan, nor feel him where he struck. Well, I will find him. Now, being a favorer to the Briton, no more Britain. I have resumed the part I came in. For me, my ransom's death. On either side I come to spend my breath, which neither here I'll keep, or bear again, some means for Imogen.
understand. Who's there?
A Roman who had not now been drooping here if seconds had answered her.
Lay hands on him. A dog, bring her to the king.
Most welcome bondage. My conscience, thou art fettered more than my shanks and wrists. You good gods, give me the penitent instrument to pick that bolt and then free you forever. Is it enough that I am sorry? So children, temporal fathers to appease, gods are more full of mercy. Must I repent? I cannot do it better than in gyves. For Imogen's dear life, take mine. And though 'tis not so dear, yet 'tis a life. Great powers, if you will take this audit, take this life, and cancel these cold bonds.
No more, thou thunder master, show thy spite. Unmortal plight, hath my poor girl done aught but well whose fate I ne'er saw? I died while in the womb she stayed attending nature's law.
With merit, therefore, was she marked to be exiled and thrown from the Anati seat, and cast from her dearest one, sweet Imogen.
For this from still seats we came, our parents and us twain.
Like Hardiment, Posthumus hath the Cymbeline performed. Then, Jupiter, thou king of gods, why hast thou thus adjourned the graces of her merits due, being all to dullers turned?
Is Jupiter our child is good to take off her miseries?
Peep through thy marble mansion, how gory poor ghosts will cry to the charming, none of the rest, against thy deity.
More, you petty spirits region low, offend our hearing. Hush! How dare you ghosts accuse the Thunderer, whose bolt, you know, sky planter batters all rebelling coasts. Our jovial star reigned at her birth, and in our temple was she married. Rise and fade. She shall be wife of Lady Imogen, and happier much by her affliction made, and so away! No further with your din express impatience, lest you stir up mine. Mount, eagle, to my palace, crystalline.
Thanks, Jupiter!
Yup!
Come, sir. Are you ready for death?
Oh, over roasted rather. Ready long ago.
Hey, you over there! Knock off your manacles. Bring your prisoner to the king.
Thou bringst good news. I am called to be made free.
I'll be hanged then.
Stand by my side, you whom the gods have made preservers of my throne. Bow your knees and arise Knights of the battle, I create you companions to our person and will fit you with dignities becoming your estates. Oh, if there's business in this face, why so sadly greet you our victory?
Oh, great king! To sour your happiness, I must report the queen is dead.
Who worse than a physician would this report become? How ended she?
With horror, madly dying, much like her life, which being cruel to the world, so concluded, cruel to herself. What she confessed, I will report, so please you.
Prithee say.
First, she confessed she never loved you. Only greatness got by you, not you.
You alone knew this. Proceed.
Your daughter, whom she bore hand in hand to love, was a scorpion to her sight, whose life, that her flight prevented it, she had taken off by poison.
Oh, most delicate fiend. Who is it can read a woman? Wait, is there more?
More, sir, and worse. She did confess for you. She had a mortal mineral, which being took should by the minute feed on life and lingering by inches waste you in time she purposed, which she had fitted you with her craft to work her son into the adoption of the crown.
Thou comest not, Caius, now for tribute that the Britons have raised out, though with the loss of many a bold one, whose kinsmen have made suit that their good souls may be appeased with slaughter of you, their captives, which ourself have granted. So think of your estate.
This one thing only I will entreat. My boy, a Briton born, let him be ransomed. Never master had a page so kind, so duteous, diligent, so feat, so nurse-like. Let his virtue join with my request, which I make bold your highness cannot deny. He hath done no Briton harm, though he hath served a Roman. Save him, sir, and spare no blood beside.
I have surely seen him. His favor is familiar to me. Boy, thou hast looked thyself into my grace and art thine own. Never thank thy master. Live and ask of Cymbeline what boon thou wilt. Fitting my bounty and thy state, I'll give it. Yea, though do thou demand a noble prisoner, the noble is taken.
I humbly thank your highness.
I do not bid thee beg my life, good lad, and yet I know thou wilt.
No, alack, there's other work in hand. I see a thing bitter to me as death. Your life, good master, must shuffle for itself.
Disdains me. He leaves me, scorns me. Briefly die their joys that place them on the truth of girls and boys.
I love thee more and more. Think more and more. What's best to ask? Knowest him thou looks on? But speak, wilt have him live? Is he thy kin, thy friend?
He is a Roman, no more kin to me than I to your highness, who, being born your vassal, am something nearer.
Wherefore eyest him so?
I'll tell you, sir, in private, if you please to give me hearing.
Aye, with all my heart.
Is not this boy revived from death?
One said another not more resembles that sweet rosy lad who died and was Fideli. What think you?
The same dead thing alive.
Sir, step you forth, give answer to this boy, and do it freely.
My boon is that this gentleman may render of whom he had this ring.
I am glad to be constrained to utter that which torments me to conceal. By villainy I got this ring. 'Twas Leonatus' jewel, that paragon, thy daughter.
My daughter, what of her?
Upon a time, The good Posthumus, hearing us praise our loves of Italy, she spake of her, whereat I, wretch, made scruple of her praised, and wagered with her pieces of gold against this which then she wore upon her honored finger, to attain and sink the place of her bed, and win this ring by hers and mine, adultery. She, true knight, no lesser of her honor, confident that I did truly find her, stakes this ring, and, to be brief, my practice so prevailed, that I returned with similar proof enough to make the noble Leonatus mad, by wounding her belief in her renown, with tokens thus and thus, averting notes of chamber hanging, pictures. This her bracelet. Methinks I see her now.
I so thou dost, Italian fiend! No, give me cord, or knife, or poison some upright justicer! Thou king, send out for torturers ingenious. It is I, that all the abhorred things of the earth amend, that being worse than they, and Posthumus, that killed thy daughter. Villain like I lied, and then caused a lesser villain than myself, a sacrilegious thief, to do it. Oh, Imogen, my queen, my life, my wife, oh, Imogen, Imogen.
Lady, here.
Dost thou a play of this? Thou scornful page, there! Why thy part?
Who ne'er killed Imogen till now? Help! Help, mine honored lady!
Does the world go round?
Wake my mistress!
If this be so, the gods do mean to strike me to death with mortal joy.
How fares my mistress?
Get thee from my sight. Thou givest me poison. Dangerous fellow, hence. Breathe not where princes are.
The tune of Imogen.
Lady, the gods throw stones of sulfur on me if that box I gave you was not thought by me a precious thing. I had it from the queen.
New matter still.
It poisoned me.
Oh, okay, gods. I left out one thing which the queen confessed, which might prove the honest. If Bassanio have, said she, given his mistress that cordial which I have given him for a confection, she is served as I would serve a rat. Have you ta'en of it?
Most like I did, for I was dead.
My boys, there was our error.
This is sure Fideli.
Why did you throw your wedded lady from you? Think that you are upon a rock, and now throw me again.
My soul till the tree die.
Oh no, my flesh, my child. What, makes me a dullard in this act? Will thou not speak to me?
Your blessing, sir.
The tears that fall prove holy water on thee. Imogen, thy mother's dead.
I'm sorry for it, my lord.
She was not. And long of her it was that we meet here so strangely, but her son is gone. We know not how nor where.
My lord, now fear is from me, I'll speak truth. Lord Cloten, upon my lady's missing, came to me with the sword drawn, foamed at the mouth, and swore if I discovered not which way she was gone, it was my instant death. I directed him to seek her on the mountain top near to Milford, where in my mistress's garments away he posts. What became of him I further know not.
Me and that story, I slew him there.
No.
Mary, the gods forfend. I would not thy deeds from thy lips be a plucked sentence, but prithee, valiant youth, deny it again.
I said it and I did it.
Oh.
He was a prince.
A most uncivil one. I cut off his head.
I am sorry for thee, but by thine own tongue thou art condemned and must endure our law. Thou art dead. Bind the offender and take him from our presence.
Stay, Sir King. This man is better than the man he slew, as well descended as thyself.
Why, old soldier, wilt thou undo the worth thou art unpaid for by tasting of our wrath? How of this scent as good as we?
In that he spake too far.
And thou shalt die for it.
We will die all three, but I will prove that 2 on us are as good as I have given out him. Thou hadst, great king, a subject who was called Belarius.
What of him? He is a banished traitor.
He it is that hath assumed this age. Indeed, a banished man, I know not how a traitor.
Take him hence, the whole world shall not save him.
Not too hot. First, pay me for the nursing of thy sons. These 2 young gentlemen that call me father and think they are mine are none of mine. They are the issue of your loins, my liege, and blood of your begetting.
How? My issue?
So sure as you, your fathers, I, old Morgan, am that Belarius whom you sometimes banished. These gentle princes, for such and so they are, have I trained up those arts they have as I could put into them. My breeding was, sir, as your highness knows, but gracious sir, here are your sons again. I must lose the sweetest companions in the world.
If these be they, I know not how to wish a pair of worthier sons. Oh, Imogen, thou hast lost by this a kingdom.
Oh, my lord, I have got 2 worlds by it. Oh, my gentle brothers, have we thus met?
Did you ever meet?
It's the first meeting loved. Continued so until we thought he died.
By the queen's drammy swallowed.
Oh, rare instinct. When shall I hear all through? Thou art my brother, and so will hold thee ever.
Ooh. You are my father, too, and did relieve me to see this gracious season.
All overjoyed. Save these in bonds. We'll let them be joyful, too, for they shall taste our comfort.
My good master, I will yet do you service.
Happy be you. Forlorn soldier that so nobly fought, he would have well become this place and grace the thankings of a king.
I am, sir, the soldier that did company these 3. Speak, Iachimo! Hatch it down! It might have made you finish.
Take that life, beseech you, which I so often owe. But your ring first. And here, to the bracelet of the truest princess that ever swore her faith.
The power that I have on you is to spare you. The malice towards you, to forgive you. Live and deal with others better.
Nobly doomed. We'll learn our freedness of a child-in-law. Pardons, the word for all. Publish we this peace to all our subjects. Set we forward. Let a Roman and a British ensign wave friendly together. So through Ludstown's march and in the temple of great Jupiter, our peace will ratify. Seal it with feast set on there. Never was a war did cease ere bloody hands were washed with such a peace.